Welcome to Caching Waves. Just going over HBAR right now. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update about the recent price action that we could have a potential trade setup coming. Real quickly, my daily counts had either an A wave here, working on our B wave, coming up for a C, in which case we have a expanded flat and we need our fifth wave down here, as we have an A, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, working on our fifth to complete. Looking for targets between 3 and 4 cents, but we'll target those closer as these waves fill out. Other option is we have a fifth wave, and in which case we should pretty much be done here and take off. So I believe we have our expanded flat as the primary count is the most likely. The other reason is how deep these retracements came off. It's very improbable for this to be a bullish scenario at the moment. You can see because of the separation of the waves too, this looks like a 3 wave rather than a 5. This is clearly a 3 wave. So this is my primary count that we have an ending diagonal starting to fill out here. We have a WXY 1 wave, that's a double zigzag. We had either a flat or a double zigzag here for a second, and we currently have a double zigzag, I believe, here for our A wave, but there's some potential to come here. The alternate, if this isn't filling out as a ending diagonal like so, we're looking for a pivot anytime here for this B wave, and that's going to be between the 50 and the 618 of this down move here. The A wave in the third wave. But if this comes up higher, no big deal. It should still protect this high, because we would just expect this to actually make a triangle and then come to the downside. So similar pivots, we just might come slightly higher. We should still protect this low, in which case our fourth wave would end here, and we would have to extend our targets off that E leg when it fills out. But either scenario, you can see, follows a very similar path. Even if we take the short, our stop is at that high anyway, so either way should be completely fine with the trade setup when we get it to the downside. So as of right now, looking for that third wave. After we get our B wave, I'll measure those targets a little better, but between the 618 and the 786 you see here in orange, which is just the extension of this first wave off the second wave. Look for between the 618 and the 786, and then between the 786 and the 1-to-1 for our fifth, when doing rough targets, when we just have a partially filled out ending diagonal. Now going closer on the charts, we'll go down to the 4-hour here. You guys know, if you've been following these videos, that this has been a bitch of a wave to count. This is the best way I've been able to count it, which is we have our, let me get rid of this for now. This is an alternate right now that we're looking to come down in a leading diagonal for an A wave, but currently have this as A, B, C for our A wave. Put that in white so you can see that. And we had a double zigzag for our A and a single zigzag for our C wave. Sorry, I mislabeled that wrong. It's a WXY because we have a zigzag here for our A wave. Put that in white. Only difference between an ABC and a WXY is we had 3 waves here and not 5. Either way you label this, it doesn't really matter. You could count this as a 5 wave. It's just very ugly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. But I think this wave plays out better as a WXY. Again, it doesn't really matter. We had 5 waves down for an A wave in a diagonal, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This just spreads out nicely, and we have 5 waves in the fifth. So this way looks better to me. So right now, looking for a move to the upside. If this is complete as a WXY, I want to break this fourth wave, come back, find support at that level, and trade up to the 50 to the 618 of this down wave here. Again, if it's a triangle, it might take a little bit more time and try and challenge this trend line. But again, our stop's at that high because that would be our C leg. So as of right now, I'm going to be looking for this short. It's literally just going to be a scalp, just a one-to-one move when it fills out. It'll be something like this, 20% move to the upside. Nice little trade setup to take there, but before we get that, I want to see the break above for our A wave. It'll be like this, A, B, C. And once we get that, if we get that, sorry, my entry will be between the 50 and the 618 of this A wave. Stop will go at that low of a 5, and I'll be targeting up between the 50 and the 618. And once this wave completes, if I haven't updated it, again, you just take the wave, look between the 50 and the 618. I usually start my buys at the 382, and I'll take a third on each pivot level, the 382, the 50, and the 618. Stop will go at the low, targeting the one-to-one extension when this wave fills out, like so. So that's how I'm going to trade it. Just wanted to give you guys an update there. My alternate count is this is a leading diagonal A wave, and we haven't completed it yet. As you know, each waves of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a leading diagonal can be a single, double, or triple zigzag. We had a double zigzag for our wave 1 in that case, a single zigzag for our 2 for that case, and we would still expect to come up to this level and overlap with the 1 in a diagonal and fill out something like this. But this is a secondary because it doesn't look that good, the symmetry of it. And the wave 1 came to one-to-one. Usually we come between the 618 and the 786 for the third wave. So we came a little deep for that scenario. We'd usually pivot here for our third, come up and get our fifth, come up like this. So it's a little extended for that. That's why I have it as a alternate. And what's neat is we had our targets right here. You can see our highlighted green box, and all that was the 786 level of this previous move and the one-to-one target on linear. You can see we pretty much hit it to the T, which is the one-to-one extension of the W wave off the X for the Y. So expecting a move up here, and either that leading diagonal as our A wave, come up for our B. That's if we get stopped out on this trade, or expecting tiny little 5 waves up here. Excuse me. Expecting a small little 5 waves up here for our A wave, come back for our B, find support above again, and our C wave. That's the trade I'm looking for. Alright guys, that's what I got for you for HBAR. It's looking promising. Check out the Bitcoin video if you haven't watched it either. Expecting some upside on Bitcoin over the next week or two, before looking for a short again too. So everything seems to be lining up the way we would expect. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want updates. I update daily. Alright, cheers.